Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the ZTE Axon 7, a new mid-range device that everyone is trying to get their hands on. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Starting you at around $400, it might make you feel a little skeptical about not going with a well-known brand, especially when you can take what seems like the safe route with the OnePlus 3, or maybe even the Idol 4S. With the Axon 7, you're getting some high-end specs packaged in a very attractive design. It's an all-aluminum unibody with a curved top and rounded edges, giving you that premium and comfortable feel. It does have a camera bump, but I've seen worse, and it is very slippery to hold, so make sure to slap on that see-through plastic case that came with the phone. It's extra grippy. Overall, I think the phone looks stellar, and that's probably because of BMW's DesignWorks' help on the design. Yes, BMW, the company that makes cars. Anyway, the buttons on the right include the typical power and volume rocker, and they're definitely in the right spot. My index finger or thumb landed perfectly on the power key when using either hand, and when clicked upon, every one of them felt tactile and clicky. The only buttons I had a problem with were the ones located on the front. True, they are in the right order, but I did get a little confused at times with which button I was about to press, as they're both the same symbol. And what makes it even more annoying is that the buttons aren't backlit, so at night you'll have to guess and tap, hoping you press the right key. The spacing doesn't help either. All three buttons do seem a little close together, and they're tiny, so overall, this is a pretty big design flaw in my opinion. The fingerprint sensor, on the other hand, I like. It's recessed on the back, so your finger will instantly find it, and even though I did get a few misreads, especially when I had sweaty or greasy fingertips, and it wasn't as fast as the OnePlus 3's fingerprint reader, I think the sensor worked just fine in everyday typical situations. Just tap, unlock, and you'll see the screen. Which, by the way, is a 5.5-inch Quad HD AMOLED display. Colors get bright, punchy, great viewing angles, and you definitely won't have a problem using it in the sun. Plus, with that Gorilla Glass 4 curving down to the chamfered aluminum, I really have to hand it to ZTE for giving us this amazing display at such a great price. Watching videos on all these pixels is a great pleasure, especially with those dual front-facing stereo speakers giving you some loud sound without getting distorted. Plus, with ZTE's Dolby Atmos feature, basically built-in digital audio processing, you get more of a surround sound experience. And the fun doesn't stop there. When you plug in your headphones, the Hi-Fi 32-bit audio chipset makes listening to music a small improvement on quality when compared to regular headphone ports on other devices. If that doesn't impress you, how about the fact that they were actually consulted by a team of music conservatory professors on how the device should sound? I'm not making this up. Jumping to the performance, the Axon 7 is rocking a Snapdragon 820 chip, so this device is not slow. It handled everyday tasks such as emailing, messaging, social media, etc. like a champ. And with an Adreno 530 GPU, gaming was also a good time, even on heavy 3D games such as Gangster Vegas and Rooms of Doom. If you want to get technical, benchmark results are competitive, as you'd expect with a device with high-end specs, and application reload time was not too bad on 4GB of RAM. Powering all of this is a 3250 mAh battery. It may not sound like a lot, but I would actually get around 5 hours of screen on time on moderate use, such as messaging, social media, browsing, and emailing, or 4 hours on heavy usage when I was gaming, video watching, or music streaming with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and brightness turned almost to the max as well. I know battery results may vary, but if you get this phone, don't expect bad battery life. The Axon 7 also comes with a USB Type-C port implementing Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0, letting me fully charge the device in just under 2 hours. On paper, the rear camera is no joke. It has 20 megapixels, a wide f1.8 aperture lens, phase detection, autofocus, optical image stabilization, dual LED flash, and up to 4K video recording. And you can't forget about that 8 megapixel front-facing camera as well. If you take a look at the camera app, it's pretty easy to use with a shutter button in the center and a swipe gesture to switch to video, camera, or manual mode. But they do include extra modes that are pretty gimmicky. I only really like panorama, slow motion, and time lapse. If you like putting filters on your photos, you have that option, as well as a live photo effect to see your photos come to life as well. I really don't find this feature to be useful at all. I mean, if I wanted to see multiple frames in a single file, I'd much rather record a video instead, but that's just me. Image quality was solid, the camera shined in good lighting, letting you get very rich details in shots taken outdoors. I did notice a bit of sharpening and oversaturating here and there, making the colors pop, but overall pictures look very natural in the sunlight. In low light scenarios, that's a different story. Low light images didn't have that much noise, but the colors did seem soft and overprocessed. Plus, it was really tough to shoot a picture at night without the final result being a blurry mess. In the end, the camera is still pretty good when the lighting is right, but it's not going to outshine other high-end smartphones like the Galaxy S7. In regards to the software, the Axon 7 runs ZTE's Mi Favorite 4.0 skin. I do like their approach at providing some cool new features such as the gesture and motion controls, the power management option to increase battery life, and the ability to have a different wallpaper on the lock screen every single time you wake the device. Still, it definitely has its problems such as having to tap on the bell in the lock screen every time you want to see your notifications. Mi Pop, a floating nav button UI which is extremely laggy, and not having the option of removing specific tiles from the quick settings panel. This is especially frustrating because Do Not Disturb mode isn't one of the quick settings, meaning you have to find it in the system settings every single time you want to use it. Obviously, there are plenty of issues and buggy features with Mi Favorite 4.0, but it's still a usable UI, and all of this can be fixed with a software update anyways, assuming ZTE actually hears us and bothers, of course. Other things worth mentioning is that the Axon 7 works on all US major carriers, it works with 64GB of internal storage, NFC, a microSD card slot for expandable storage, and a 2-year warranty. All great features we love seeing on a mid-range smartphone. With all that, the Axon 7 is definitely worth considering. If you're someone who has been looking for a decent smartphone at a decent price, then this will definitely fulfill your needs. For $400, you're getting an amazing build quality, loud speakers, long battery life, a great looking display with plenty of pixels, lag-free performance, expandable storage, and a decent camera. What more could you ask for? Don't take this as the perfect smartphone though. There are some issues worth mentioning, such as the non-backlit buttons on the front and the buggy UI, but nothing that will make you think that this is a horrible device. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and a big shout out to B&H for sending out the Axon 7. Without them, this video wouldn't even exist. If you enjoyed it, make sure to go ham on that like button. Check out AndroidPolice.com for your latest and greatest news on Android. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think about the Axon 7, as we do read all of your comments. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one.